like based on the options that we have. Not saying that he's necessarily the best in the position though. And if I'm a youngish defender, if I'm 23 to 25, and I'm looking at Joe Gomez and I'm saying, you know what, like I could maybe take your spot, man. I could maybe do it.
And I think that's what Kabak and Davies both think. And
absolutely, but like
all Davies is older than Gomez.
Yeah, 20. Actually, yeah, by a bit, he's 26. So.
Honestly, I think Davies is fodder to sell to Southampton in a couple of years, but that's besides the point.
The circle of life.
We can help them out from time to time. All right, let's move it on. So let's move into our debate time segments here. So I've got a bunch of different statements again, and I'm going to bring us back to the agree or disagree or give me a...
It's a fuck yeah or a hell no.
I was just going to lead up to that, buddy. All right. Because it's option. You can agree or disagree, or you can say fuck yeah or hell no. First one, and we touched on it a bit earlier. Thiago was brought in to add a new dimension to our squad, and this has not happened after 10 games, and that's not really up for debate. The debate question is, he's a bust. Ben?
I'm going to use your metric and say agree, because I don't think he's a full-on bust. I just don't think we're getting what we thought we got when we bought him. Because I think he's still he's doing some good passing. He's a solid midfielder. However, I feel like he's just not. He's not making those plays. He's not setting up the goals. He's not scoring like I think we all thought he would. So we're getting something. We're just not getting really what we thought we would. And I think what we got isn't necessarily what we need.
So far, I would definitely agree. John?
I think that the problem with Thiago right now is...
John, answer in the form of a fuck yeah, hell no, agree or disagree.
Hell
maybe?
Disagree. I don't... I think the problem with Thiago right now is that he is in a midfield where he is far and away the tall poppy, and it kind of reminds me of when Coutinho was in that midfield. Yes, Genie, but like it kind of reminds me of the time when Coutinho was in the midfield, where it's just like, okay, the game plan, just get the ball to Coutinho and hope that Phil does something.
He
did, but it kind of feels like that is the one game plan. And if it were a situation where it's like get the ball to Hendo and he'll cycle the ball through to Fabinho, and then Fabinho will bring the ball forward and the ball will come back, and then Thiago gets it and does something with it. I just don't think we've had an opportunity to see him in his best light. So by, I guess, your metric, we haven't quite gotten what we paid for yet, but I don't think we've gotten a chance to see it yet.
I definitely can't say he's a bust, so I'll say I'll go with an agree. I think it's too early. I think he's still got some good years ahead. He's definitely not been what we've hoped for. And Coutinho, your comparison, I think is valid, but he did create. He did score. He did make a presence. Thiago has not yet. But we'll leave it at that. All right, next one up. Go to players only meeting. Apparently, there was a players only meeting, probably called by Hendo and run by apparently Hendo and Mo Salah, which I found kind of interesting. The statement here, how should I put it then? You feel that this players-only meeting will have a dramatic effect on this team. John, what do you think?
Absolutely, fuck yeah. I think that this is going to be seen as a pivot point in our season. Now, are we going to be challenging for the title at this point? No. Klopp conceded the title, and we conceded it last week. We kind of we kind of scooped the manager on that one. No big deal. Canada Cops.
He does listen to us.
He's just following in our wake. He's following our lead. It's fine. But I do think that this is going to be a sea change for the team. I think we're going to see a change in attitude. We've got our first knockout stages match in the Champions League tomorrow as we're recording this, and then we've got the Derby. Mm-hmm. What is a better time for us to come out and be fit and firing and have a change in attitude and change how we're approaching the season? I think this is it. I think this team knows that they haven't been performing in the right way, and they haven't had necessarily all the tools that they're used to. They haven't had Anfield. They haven't had the traveling cop. They haven't had all of the normal sort of things that they lean on. I think that this is going to be like, okay, here's how we bring in a little bit of that old Liverpool spark to the rest of our season and have a successful back half.
So, Ben, is a players-only meeting going to make a difference?
Yeah, I'm going to say no to that.
Ooh.
I'm just going to say I think players-only meetings, they're great. I don't think it's going to be the season-changing effect that John thinks it might be. I think Yeah, I think, we might be a little bit better, but I don't think this is going to be some sort of turning point.
I'm going to agree again. I'm going to say a fuck yeah, because I think this, in combination with some structural changes, some strategy changes from Klopp, will make a difference. I've been involved in some players-only meetings in my time. Obviously not professional, but they can really serve as a spark. Especially when you have your own teammates calling you out or perhaps fighting each other in the tunnel, as Robbo and Allison apparently did. That would have been interesting, but I doubt that actually
Allison
happened.
definitely baptized him right after.
Can we just talk about who would have won in that fight? Can we have a moment for
All
that?
right, let's go to the over on the odds. So, John, what are the odds at Allison on Allison and Robbo? Give me odds Allison will win that fight.
Listen, I'm terrible at odds making.
Percentage that they would win.
I'm just going to say I'm giving a slight edge to Robbo. I'm giving him better odds just because he's Scottish and we'll fuck you up.
Nothing like some good old stereotypes there, Ben.
Yeah, I'm thinking the underdog is definitely going to be Robbo in this case. However, I think it's going to end in a draw because Allison will just baptize him, and then they'll both become pacifists. And unfortunately for all of us, we're not going to see any great tackles by Robbo going forward because he's just going to be turning the other cheek.
He's going to be too forgiving to everybody there.
So really, the losers are us.
Let's stick with the odds here. Betting odds, or John, if you don't want to go with odds there, give me a percentage that you think Liverpool will finish top four as of today, the 15th of February.
I still give it a better than 50% chance that we finish in the top four. I do think that something's got to give, and there's too much quality in this team. And we're gonna have Jota back. We're gonna have
Jota apparently still another 2 weeks away. Klopp keeps saying.
I feel like Jota's been 2 weeks away now for the past 3 months. I keep hearing that,
man. It was mid-February back last month, and now it's another 2 weeks. And remember, guys, we are now in 6th place, and if Everton win their games at hand, which once against City, then we could drop as low as 8th, which would be bad. Ben, give me some odds.
Well, according to Project 538, which a extremely accurate metric. Okay, well, they got a lot of stuff wrong, particularly with the presidential election. However,
Doctor Strange is more accurate.
Yeah. However, I mean, they have been reasonably accurate. They're giving Liverpool a 70% chance of finishing top four, and in fact, put the best odds on them finishing third at 30%.
That feels right.
Yeah.
If I'll be honest, I think I'm still confident we're going to finish top four in I'd say the 70s, maybe even 80% chance. But I'm pretty confident it's going to be 4th place. I think Leicester's going to hold on to third just because of the gap they have now.
Yeah.
Chelsea might come on, but I think we're going to be in a dogfight, and I think it's going to come down to the last couple of games that we need results. Yeah, and unfortunately, right now I'm not too confident.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm pushing for 5th, but.
All right, guys, I'm bringing in a new segment now too. New debate time topic. Maybe not so much a debate. I want your gut reactions, your gut feelings.
And how many words?
It's not an essay, man.
It's going to be tough for John, though.
He's only got about 6, so yeah.
How many words do I need to say in order to say this?
Yeah. Luckily,
John
Jamie
is currently flipping me off right now.
Oh, no. There was no evidence of that. We're still explicit, apparently, on this podcast. But it could be a one-word answer. It could be a quick line on how this person makes you feel. All right? So, Ben, let's start it off. Roberto Firmino.
Overconfident. Disappointed.
Interesting. Okay, John, for Bobby,
misunderstood.
Oh, misunderstood, man.
Both kind of romance over here.
Okay. I just think of Samba, just the way he's moving his feet there, especially last week's goal, man. Oh, that was a beauty. Next up, my captain, Jordan Henderson. John,
underrated.
All right. I thought you would have said that for Mo Salah, but okay. Ben,
funny talking.
All right, and I'll just stick it as captain, my leader. He's a quintessential leader in my books, as far as I can see there. Let's move on to Naby Keita. Ben,
hate the guy.
John,
I have such hopes for him.
That's
Can I actually retract that? I actually kind of want him back. We need something in midfield.
We do need it. We do need him. For me, it's just the sound and expression of, ugh. You just hope so much more, and it just never came. But hopefully, it does. Next up, the Chief, Michael Edwards. John,
God.
Michael Edwards.
Yeah, sporting director, making all kinds of decisions.
Good bit of business.
I say he is smart. He is sly.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know if I go that far. He kind of looks like it, though, if you see some of the pictures. Next up, Ben, Gary Neville.
Actually a good pundit.
Okay.
I do actually enjoy him.
All right, John?
DAZN, if I see one more episode of Soccer Box, I'm canceling my subscription. I hate you.
I kind of like the Soccer Box, man. I want my own Soccer Box now.
I like Soccer Box. I don't like 9 episodes of Soccer Box, one after the other.
Side note, when he just did his thing with Paul Scholes, where he scored a goal and he just like kissed him on the lips. And then they're both watching, back like 30 years later, Gary Neville kissing Paul Scholes on the lips, and they both have the most like very awkward reaction to it. I love that. That was great.
What I will say is Gary Neville looks better today than he did in that little makeout.
Have you guys ever seen though the Steven Gerrard?
Yeah,
that was
that with him.
Like if you watch the full one, they're pretty good. But fair enough.
Honestly, I do enjoy it, and I'm the type of guy that would like seeing those conversations between players, especially when it's respectful and like they actually talk about the game.
And I also love his relationship with Jamie Carragher. I think it's
hilarious.
That is good. So let's go there because that was the next one. Jamie Carragher, John.
We all dream of a team of Carragers.
Ben,
right?
Mine is, I just think about sports psychology when the fact that teammates of his in 2005 have been quoted saying, I needed to see a sports psychologist to deal with Carragher's yelling. I'm just amazed because I'm a vocal guy when I play, and I've been told several times to JP, calm down. This is a beer league.
I love the fact that like he's telling Jersey Dudek like do the Grobbelaar thing, do the Grobbelaar wobbly legs, and Dudek's just like shut the fuck up, Jamie.
We did it. We did it.
But he was just like.
And last but certainly not least, Michael Owen. Ben.
Jeez. Slimy.
Ooh. Hold on, John. Before you go, slimy now or slimy then?
I think slimy always. I think he's always out there for a profit. I don't even mean that for the Man U move. I just think his entire like life up to this point has been like chasing a profit.
Oh, okay.
3 words: stealing a living.
Stealing a living. Okay. I wouldn't have put slimy in there, but the way you kind of phrased it, Ben, I kind of know where you're coming from because he goes from Liverpool. Did he go right to Real from
Real
there?
Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a paycheck. And then Man U, another paycheck. And so kind of on what point you said there. Now, the thing is...
Well, the reason why I say slimy is his charitable, and I'm doing some air quotes right now, he's done some charitable endeavors in his retirement that has profited him quite a bit. So...
Good old wee charity stuff, maybe?
Yeah, that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. A side note, though, his punditry, I actually appreciate a lot of what he says. When I know you guys have chimed in a lot on our message board here, and it's been like, oh, he's a dumbass or some of the stuff he's saying. But honestly, a lot of what he says,
I was a little pissed during the Leicester game when he said Jamie Vardy isn't a natural finisher. And I
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I was like, what league have you been watching for the last 5 years?
Also, I don't want to jump by like JP calling our group chat a message board. I don't want to escape past that without acknowledging it.
That's true.
That's important. But
our MySpace page.
No, like honestly, it just like he says the most trite nonsense. Like it's just. I like his hot takes, his interesting analysis is Jamie Vardy isn't a good finisher. Beyond that, it's just like, well, Liverpool just need to play better. Like, it's just, it's so bad. It's almost as bad as my Scouse accent was just now.
I was going to say that was pretty bad.
I didn't hear that comment he had on Vardy, and maybe, and I'm just thinking maybe, he's referring to the fact he's not a shooter like Salah. He's not going to curl a ball from top of the box in. All of Vardy's goals... He's running them into the net. He's drilling it from in close. He's finishing. He's got that goal scorers mentality, but he's not that finesse finishing the ball. But maybe I'm stretching with what he was saying.
He referred to him as not a striker's striker.
Yeah, which I thought was absolutely stupid.
Not a striker. I'm not even sure how to justify that, but all right. That wraps up name association. I'll bring that back from time to time here. But I think next segment coming up is...
This is Double John-pardy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back into John-pardy. Last week you will recall that Ben opened up a big lead in
Dominant,
single
some are saying.
John-pardy round.
Some are saying